Okay,
Huh?
better.
What?
Oh, it sounded like ooh,
What you watching?
me?
Check out this place.
Nothing.
Oh, weird. I heard an echo. Must have been Brian.
Yeah, I heard it too. So I just stopped talking.
All right.
Oh, it's because I hadn't plugged in my headset yet.
Oh. So that silky deep voice was mine.
Sure.
Did either one of you play pick up Super Mario Wonder?
No.
I don't have a Nintendo.
Uh,
What a weirdo.
I was thinking, I still love my Switch. I still play it all the time. And I do like the 2D Mario games, but man, $60 for a game that you apparently can do the run through in like under 6 hours. I don't know, man. It's got that like quote unquote replayability. Like, oh, well, once you beat it, you get a medal. And every time you beat it again, there's different things to unlock. And if you beat it a total of 6 times, you get all the medals and unlock everything. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
It
That's,
depends. Like there was a game. Oh, I don't remember the name of the game anymore. But you played as a samurai, and the game itself was only about 2 to 3 hours long. But there were so many decision points in the game. Uh, like even down to you used this many attacks to defeat this enemy and that many to defeat that enemy, that you would get different permutations of game every single time and different endings too, like not drastically different endings, or like not thousands of different endings, but a decent number of endings and a decent number of permutations to get there. I should remember what it was called.
I
It
don't
was
know.
a PS2 game though.
I mean, games like that are fine. Roguelikes are fine. It's just like, I have maybe a third of the roster unlocked in the newest Smash. I have like half of the stuff unlocked in Mario Kart, and I'm not gonna redo every race all 6 times. Well, 4 times, I guess. The different levels and then mirrored. Like, and no, I just I did the races. I had fun. I'm good.
Well, that's because you're a fake gamer. If you were a real
Yeah.
gamer, you'd have no
That's
problem
true.
doing them.
That's true.
Filthy casual.
Yeah.
If you were hardcore gamers like Brian and I,
Yeah. Or you would just cheat to unlock everything in Smash Brothers like I do.
that's true. Yeah.
Oh, what is the cheat?
Well, every time you start up the game, you'll get a new guy. So just do one fight and then turn it off and turn it back on. You get another one.
I had no idea. I thought you had to unlock them by going through the adventure mode and whatever else.
No, that's not even how you unlock them.
Oh my god.
Dumb idiot.
I am a fake gamer. No.
Yeah. Well,
I don't Google things.
At least you're not like some of the people playing Baldur's Gate who are achievement hunting, and they're like, "Hey, can somebody send me a save file just before this achievement or whatever?" And it's like, "Come on, man."
That's yucky.
Yeah.
There was one I definitely cheesed to get because it seemed insurmountable and obnoxiously hard to do. So the achievement it just says have your character go from be level 12 with one level in every class without using withers to respec you. And so I was like, fuck, man, I gotta play the entire game with one level in each class. And so I just wasn't looking forward to that. And then somebody pointed out you can do it with any character. It doesn't have to be your character. So I had one hireling slot. Bought a hireling for 100 gold, level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I even gave it to them alphabetically. I started as a barbarian, and then a bard, and then a cleric, and then a druid, and a fighter, and so on, until I had one level in all 12 classes, and it got me the thing. It took me like not even 5 minutes once I realized that, or once I found out you didn't have to actually play the entire game as that character.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Okay, I'm here. I swear I'm here.
Said I.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
thought I might have dropped out because I heard like Brian just said like yeah, and then it sounded like he was going to say more and didn't.
Nope, that's just Brian.
No.
And then I've been getting up and down, so had to check something
Yeah.
else.
But see, the way I play Baldur's Gate 3 is much more realistic because it's a D&D campaign and I'm doing it incredibly slowly.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
so
same here.
you haven't finished your first run through?
No, not even close.
So here's my thing, Brian. You know how last week, I don't know if you know this, Nicholas, after we record, Brian and I will play something, and we just roped in Rage to like do a co-op playthrough of Borderlands 2. And last week I asked, hey, what about Baldur's Gate 3? I'm kind of interested in it. Brian's got it. You know, if you were down for it, maybe we could do that instead. It'd probably be more interesting. He's like, I don't want, maybe when it's $20, I don't want to, blah, blah, blah. And then you know what I saw him playing yesterday? Motherfucking Baldur's Gate 3. He's like, oh, my wife roped me into it.
Yeah.
So, but
that'd be a fun game to play together.
it would be. It would really very much be. And so I'm going to propose that we do an evil playthrough because I know Brian's probably playing a good guy playthrough. I know Alex is definitely playing a good guy playthrough. And if I do ever do a personal playthrough, it'll be a good guy playthrough. So I feel, and if we're all playing evil, then the chaotic, like, rubber banding of good and bad choice work it's just, you can be chaotic evil, I'll be neutral evil, and somebody will be lawful evil, and we'll just be different kinds of evil, but we'll still go on the evil path together.
So I just checked, and so I finished it. I finished my first playthrough on Sunday, and I started another one, but I've only been playing that for about 3 or 4 hours. I don't plan on playing it back to back to back to back. It's just that I know there's going to be a big patch for Victoria 3 in November, so I was like, well, I don't want to start a Vicky game on the old patch just to have the new patch come out. So whatever, I'll do the short evil game. But anyway, I have. It looks like my first playthrough was probably 175 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what everybody say.
Yeah. Some of that, in fairness, is because I have been coddled by autosave, and so I just kind of don't save that often. And so if I die in a battle, if I lose the battle, I got to go back to the previous save point, and it'll be like half hour, 45 minutes away. Yeah. So towards the end, I got used to quick saving more, and then would quick load a little bit more. And then sometimes I just want to do silly things. And so wait, Brian, how far are you?
I'm doing the Trials of Shar, if that helps.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that does help because
near the beginning of Act 2.
Yeah, that's about midway through, and those trials were a lot of fun, actually.
Man, fuck that. Okay, because there's like the first one where you just have to like sneak past, and if you fuck up, you take 1 damage. Okay, and then the second one is just you fight mirror images of yourself. That's no big deal. And then the third one, you have to walk in an invisible path, and I had no idea that if you fuck that one up, you die instantly.
No. I never died. No. Oh, yeah, you're right. You
fall off the path and instantly die.
And it's like a certain number of times because you get like 3 chances, I think. I didn't get that, or I didn't. So that's one of those ones where it's not that I save scummed, but that's a good example of what I was talking about, where I did it like twice and I failed, and because I just couldn't figure out the solution. I thought the solution was that you were supposed to jump or fly to the end. And so I was trying to and it would work, and then until I touched ground, and then it would, teleport me back. And so I just got so frustrated that I was like, I don't even care anymore. And so I turned it off. And then when I loaded up, I had to redo all of the previous challenges too, because I hadn't hard saved. But actually, once I got that one, or once I noticed what the answer to that one was, oh my God, I felt so proud of myself for figuring that out. The answer was not to use light or anything. It was just to make it as dark as possible, and then you would just kind of see it. It's like, that was so smart. Yeah. Oh, also, hey, by the way, so I'll give you. I won't spoil anything, but I'll give you the heads up that so you are about halfway through that chapter 2 or act 2, but very potentially, if you make certain decisions, you could be done with act 2. So the good news is you're going to get like a pop-up before it happens that says, hey, are you sure you want to do this? It could irrevocably change the story. It'll look different from that time you go into like the mountains or the Underdark or whatever, where it says, you're about to enter a new zone. Are you sure you want to do that?
Yeah.
That you can ignore. But this one that says, hey, this will irrevocably change the story, that one maybe just do all of the stuff you wanted to do before that first.
Man, all I know is I had to go back to a save because there's a room in there called the Silent Library, and you walk in there and you can't cast, and 3 of my 4 party members are casters, and then a bunch of shit pops up, so I died in like 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna not walk in there next time.
There's a way to. I forget if there's a way to turn that off.
Oh, there probably is. But...
Yeah, I just remember being able to do it because I was playing as a warlock, and I was like, well, I guess Karlach and Asterion are going to be doing a lot of work in this fight. But then I don't know, I like managed to turn it off or something. I don't remember how. But yeah, you'll do all right. That's that library is a real pain in the ass fight. Was it? Shoot, I don't remember. That's really frustrating now.
And speaking of pains in the ass, how about this episode of Survivor, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine, we'll get into it. Let me just load up the documents. But I have the name of. Oh yeah, well the name of the episode is a whole thing that we'll get into.
You cutting out a little bit too, by the way.
Okay, well I'm right by my modem, so there's not much I can do about it.
Yeah,
cool, sorry.
Cool. It is what it is. Just letting you know.
I don't know. Maybe I should just. Well, obviously not right now, but like I should just every now and again restart my modem. I feel like.
Yeah, maybe.
Because, well, actually, no. I think it might just partly be AT&T because I was out at the hot tub earlier tonight and like I wasn't on the Wi-Fi or anything. I was just on the 5G network, and I was getting incredible lag, which I don't normally have out there. So I think like maybe it's just being stupid for the last week or so. Anyway, red leather, yellow leather, lion face, lemon face, lion face, lemon face. You gotta do your vocal warm-ups. Hello and welcome to Outwit, Outplay, Outcast, the favorite podcast on the Night of the Living Geeks Network. We're going to be talking about Season 45, Episode 4, Music to My Ears. You guys know our voices by now, unless this is the first time you ever listened to us, in which case, whatever. Our voices don't really matter. It's all good. Anyway, yeah, we're going to talk about this episode. I thought it was a good one, by and large. Shall I do my recap, or do you guys want to dilly-dally some first?
No, man. Do it.
Okay. Well, sorry. Well, this episode was spoiled for me, so I got to watch Sean scramble as he pulls off the reverse Drake, starting out at the top, and now he's here. There's a genuine and earned whoa when Sabia is discovered to have been voted out, well expressed by Katura, and the tribes are reshuffled, getting me to wonder, for the first time after 45 seasons, when they drop their buff, do they get to take it home? Or do they just get to take home their most recent buff that they wear? It's not important, but it's something I was wondering. The shuffle is once again cursed, with Sean winding up with 4 Reba members. Caleb stays on Lulu, but is joined by 4 Bello members. And Bello is a balanced mix of Emily being the swinging vote between 2 Bello and 2 Reba. It's possibly, in the grand scheme of things, it's possibly the most balanced tribal swap we've ever had. We get a ton more bonding, with Caleb making a place for himself in the new nasty Lulu. Bello battles for Emily's affection. Jay and Sean bond almost immediately, and golly, I can't wait to see how far these two go with one another. I think they could make it all the way if they just hold faith. Let's see how this little showmance plays out over the next 6, maybe 7 episodes. A truly grueling immunity challenge ensues, and Jeff is extra anal about the positioning of the cage. We talk about how staying strong isn't that bug of a deal. I hate how the I and U buttons are so goddamn close. Isn't that big of a deal? But this is for sure a challenge about strength and basketball. Caleb channels his inner Andre Iguodala and defends the honor of Max Kellerman, sinking 3 baskets and 4 shots. Bello and Reba have a back and forth, but Austin tries the bold strategy of actually aiming when he shoots, resulting in Bello coming in second. So if I didn't know how it ended, I would be convinced Sifu was blindsided out. Sean plays up the angle of being doomed, even as Julie and Dee are talking about him like he's doomed, as they said they would. And he just sort of quits. Like, he commits to the strategy of acting like he's going to be voted out so completely that he goes too far and convinces them to actually vote him out. But, like before, real winners quit. If it was true for Hannah, then it's also true for him, and everyone else wants to be there more than him, so he gets to fall on his sword and act like a big guy, and he threw away his vote on D for some reason. Truly a baffle. I really do. So that's the end of the description. But I truly do feel like we missed like almost an hour and a half of travel. Like, they didn't show any of that. Like, he was just worn down.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. This episode, I think go you, Brian.
Okay, I just need you guys to give me a quick description, because once he started telling a sob story, I skipped to the end, and then all I heard was Jeff saying, "So, like, are you saying you want them to vote for you?"
His sob story was like, I've discovered so much about myself, and I've realized that the real adventure is back home with my husband, and that's what's really important to me. So I need to go and be with him.
That is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Okay, go and be with him in 20 more days.
Yeah.
Like, give me a break.
Yeah, like, okay, if doing that would get him sent directly home, then I would be like, yeah, all right, do that. But the fact of the matter is that apparently they still spend the entire production in Fiji. So unless his husband was there in Fiji, like, it's going to take him just as long to go be with him. So I was a little disappointed by that, but I also do give him the same benefit of the doubt that I gave Hannah, which was that, you know, if you don't want to be there anymore and it looks like they're gonna keep you in, don't take a space that could be better used by someone who wants to be there.
I mean,
and so assuming he wasn't like just acting too much and playing the part too well, assuming he was genuine, then it's like, dude, yeah, I'm glad you decided you just didn't want to be there and let someone else stay.
Yeah. I got 2 things. Number one, while he was doing it, I was hoping, like, man, this is the most balls out fake I've ever seen. And I was really hoping it was a fake to get Sifu. And the next episode I'd be like, man, he really dropped all of that to get out Sifu. Like, we need to get him out now before the merge, because that was a lot of good acting and he's a threat. I was really hoping for that. And then it turned out he actually did just want to get out. I was pissed because, like, okay, Hannah's one thing, all right? You get out there on day 2, you realize it's not for you. You cut out before it really matters, right? Hannah leaving you could say had a big implication, because that would have been Emily, and now Emily's probably going to make the merge, right? So maybe by doing that, she saved Emily. But I feel like Sean going out now fucking sucks, because he was on the beach talking to people and getting it to go Sifu. He was part of the reason that Sifu was going to be the vote, and now somebody has exposed themselves to be going after Sifu, and it just has a really shitty effect on gameplay. To make them vote, I think, was the shitty part. Like, on the one hand, go around, talk to people, be like, oh, you know, blah 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 blah, and then end up quitting. Okay, fine, you've stirred some shit up, but then you left. The worst has happened, right? People have stirred shit up and then got medevaced. And if we're just going to talk about just leaving the game in the middle of stirring shit up, that's kind of apples and oranges, but at least they're both fruit, right? But, like, to stir shit up and then make a vote happen as if there's something honorable about what you're doing or something special, like, no, just leave. Just go be the quitter you are, and that's fine. And I'm not going to go throw shade on you for quitting or realizing you can't be out there one more day. But I think it's the way it happened that really soured me to the tribal. Just like, it's not an honorable act. Everybody there misses their goddamn family, right? Everybody there with a wife and kids misses them. They all do. Like the idea that, oh, I miss my husband. It's really important for all of them. They all really miss it, but they want this more. And just say that. Like, what I appreciated about Hannah is that she was honest. Like, man, I just need a bed and nicotine and fuck this.
Yeah. All right. So my honest opinion is, like, I wish they had made the tribal council a little bit longer, because, like, with Hannah, they asked everyone, hey, all right, well, if everyone agrees that they were going to vote for you, then you can just go, basically, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, they did that. If they did that here and somebody said, no, we should actually do the vote, I would like to have seen that. If they didn't do that, then what was the point of doing it the first time, you know?
Yeah.
And then also, I think that I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think that he went there thinking, yeah, you know what? I want to be in this game. And then just in the heat of the moment, I think he kind of just realized he didn't want to be there. And you know, we have some evidence to support that, because, you know, you've said in the past that each tribal council is like 3 hours long, 4 hours long, or whatever. And they just edit it down to a tight 10 minutes or so, which seems like an impossible task if you think about it. And so it's very possible that while they were doing the whole, you know, gosh, you're doing such a good job or something, that something clicked in, and he's just like, yeah, you know what? These people deserve to be here, and I don't. Yeah, that's headcanon, and which unfortunately doesn't mean anything. And then when you have to headcanon in a reality show, then you know you have some trouble with the story.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like, I'm not angry at, I'm not like upset at Sean, right? Like, you're out there, you realize you can't. When this whole thing, what I'm kind of upset about is the producers, because, like, this is 4 episodes and we have 2 quitters.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know if it's because they're casting more people that, oh, I love this show forever, and I got up off the couch and I want to play. Like, maybe get up off the couch and then do, you know, some more prep work and go camping a little bit and then figure this out and then come, you know, or fewer people that are super fans and more people that have, like, watched a season or two. Because honestly, we've had really good players who have only watched a season or two and come on and done great. So, like, I don't know what their criteria is, how they're screening, blah, blah, blah. You know, it could even be a luxury to say, don't do super fans. That might be the only tapes they have left, right? Or people who grew up with the show now.
Well, I think what's making it harder to predict how a cast will go is now, you know, it's a much more compressed season, and
it's more
there's
brutal.
no food.
Yeah.
Like Sean and Emily got, no, actually, oh yeah, because they had, Sean, sorry. So Emily and
Caleb
Caleb got Flint for the very first time.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sean had Flint for like 2 days. 2 days. He had Flint for 2 days. So he actually got to eat a little bit of food. But you think about it, and then they lost it again. And he's just thinking, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? So, like, it's a lot harder now than it was, you know, in whatever that season was with Sari. I forget the name of the season. But, like, Sari had never gone camping before. She didn't know how to swim. But she was out there and she excelled really, really well. There have been other players who, you know, aren't like outdoorsy people, don't have survival skills, and they survive all right. I mean, they complain a little bit, but otherwise they're fine.
Yeah, Courtney.
Yeah, but that's because, you know, I mean, but they probably wouldn't be able to do that anymore now. And so maybe now it is a thing where it's like, all right, guys, you really need to learn this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the more sour part of the fan base likes to complain that now Survivor's like an echo chamber, that the people who get cast are the ones who are like, oh man, Survivor's this great eye-opening journey of self-fulfillment and blah, blah, blah. Like, when's the last time we had a real, like, villain player? You know? Like, first go-around Tony Vlachos, right? Like, when's the last time we really had somebody like that? Or now I'm forgetting all of the villains, of course.
Russell.
Yeah, fucking Russell. Like, Russell is somebody the community loves to hate, Like, when's the last time there's been somebody like that? Or Cool, Calm, and Collective. Right? Like,
well,
what?
I was saying in fairness, I mean, Rodney was not that long ago. He was only like 5 seasons ago. Oh, no, sorry. I realized all of a sudden 5 seasons ago would be season 40. But yeah, he wasn't that far ago.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like, it's been a couple of years now since we've had a real true villain. Jesse kind of got close a few times. But even then, he had likable backstory and a motive we had empathy for, you know?
Yeah, largely what we're getting instead of villains is just dum-dums, like that woman who had 40 different jobs every single time.
I like Debbie, though. There still aren't, like,
Debbie.
the Debbies, the Noras, like Carolyn was the closest we got, but Carolyn was fucking savant at this game at the same time.
Yeah.
So Jam Jam too, like Jam Jam was weird, but not like that kind of weird. Not like Spies Are Us weird or Coach weird.
Yeah. Well, also, like, okay, in seasons past, Jam Jam would have been a villain, but Jam Jam was just so goddamn charismatic that you can't think of him as a villain.
Yeah.
So I would, if we're going purely based off of things that they do, like, and not personality or liking them and not judging them in any way in real life, I would say that Jam Jam was the first villain to win in a long time. Shan was kind of a villain, but again, she was a villain who had a good personality, and you could definitely tell that she was just playing the game. She's probably not like that in real life as well.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's a difference between a villain and a kingpin kind of player, right? Like,
yeah,
you know, I think Shan was kingpinning it, and that's fine. But like, where's the new Abby Marie? The new Brazilian dragon. You fuck with me and you're dead. and a lot of the more critical people are saying that those people are gone because they're not part of the Survivor echo chamber. They're not saying the things the producers want to hear in the interviews.
Yeah, you know, I was watching this episode and I was thinking, I was like, they only put hippies on here now. Like, they're all fucking hippies.
Yeah.
Well,
manifesting.
It sucks too because this episode was, I think, really great. I mean, you said that it was like the swap is cursed, but I feel like this swap was perfect, right?
Oh no, yeah, sorry. When I say cursed, when I say cursed, there is an accent aigu over it, by the way.
Okay.
Or no, accent grave, doesn't matter. Anyway, when I say that it was cursed, I'm generally meaning that, like, you got two groups that are 4-1, 4-1, and then the other one which is perfectly balanced. So yeah.
Oh man, but the four, like, even the 4, even when you're in a 4-1, I think that's good. Because if it was 3-2, like, oh, there's 2 or 2, that's too much of a threat to have two of them together, right? Like, on his own, Sean, and on his own, Caleb, not a threat. Even if you use Caleb today to get an inter-tribe person out, you can just kick Caleb again next time, right? If it's 3-2, you have to make it 3-1. You have to, right? So the fact it was 4-1 is like, okay, if we want to do a blindside, now's a chance to pull this person in, get it done, and then come back afterward, you know? Or if it was like 3 and not 2 Lulus, but like 1 Lulu, 1 Bello, and 3 Rebas, right? Then again, you're going to say, oh, well, those 2 other ones are going to gang. You know, like, it makes it too easy of a path to say that that's where the math goes. But when it's 4-1, you can be like, oh, let's just make it 3-1, and we can still run the table against this guy. You know? And then Emily on a 2-2-1, perfect there too. I feel like the swap...
Oh, yeah, that worked.
Yeah, the swap set up for perfect storylines for all 3 tribes, and instead we get Sean quitting.
Yeah. I was going to praise the editors for this first 4 episodes by basically using... I mean, they didn't have any control over this. They could only craft how the story would be told based on the footage that they captured. But they used old Lulu as, like, a jumping off point, and they're telling the story of these 3 people, and we learn about the other tribes, Reba, New Lulu, and Bello. We basically use the old Lulu members as an entry point to those other people, which was kind of a nice touch. Mm-hmm. And then Sean kind of just quit.
Yeah.
Did I miss something, by the way? Did Seafood trick people into thinking he has an idol? Because, like, at one point he says to in a confessional, like, I don't really have one, and people are saying like, well, if he has one, then he'll play it right now and vote one person and blah blah blah. I'm like, did I miss something?
No, I just think it was episode 1, and everybody was running around looking for something, right?
Yeah.
And he went looking for stuff. And so I think they just have this idea of him like, oh, he's the go-getting gamer. If anybody's going to have found or gotten something that we didn't know about, it would be him. You know?
Okay. Oh yeah, and Austin's on the other tribe, so they don't know that he has it. Okay.
I mean, the three that are there, Sifu, Julie, blah blah blah. Everybody except for Sifu, I think, knows that Austin has the idol.
Oh.
So they all know. They're just saying maybe he got something somewhere else, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's just the idea of like, if anybody among this tribe is going to have found something somewhere in a challenge or whatever other bullshit, it probably would have been Sifu.
I don't think that's right. I think you're wrong. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
they just think he found it when he was looking all the time. But I love that
Maybe.
J-Mai is so suspicious of him and like he's completely untrustworthy. I'm like, what, you guys haven't played the game yet at all. How would you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she might be right, but
I did
there's
love
nothing to
at the
base
end
it
of the
on.
immunity challenge, the look on their faces, especially D. They were like, "Oh fuck, what do we do?"
That was a grueling challenge. Like that thing just looked so heavy. And then once they got out of the water, like they would move it like 5 feet and just go, "We gotta rest."
Mm-hmm.
I want to point out the strategy mistake they made. Why wasn't Drew in the front? You need the really tall guy in the front getting it off the ground. It's much easier to drag the back than it is to, push the front on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, Liz is weak as hell.
But, well, just possibly he's pretty skinny, but,
Yeah.
But I mean, if he's lifting it, it'll be much higher.
I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, like what he could have done was what Jay Cocaine did, and just like put it across your shoulders and just stand up with it. You know?
Yeah. Drew is weak, but Balzili or Bazile, that's his last name. Bazile is strong.
And Basile is balls out.
Yeah, we had Drew in that challenge, not Basile.
Yeah, that's true.
But on your point earlier, I don't think they're. I think they're getting plenty of food these days because there's no way they would let the Lulu tribe go 8 fucking days without eating. Like they'd all be passing out when they do challenges.
You get a little bit of rice.
Yeah, but that's my point. If they had no fire, there'd be no way to cook the rice.
Yeah, that's why they'd been eating like breadfruit and papaya and whatnot. So they get what they can forage, but they can't. I mean, man cannot live on papaya alone.
Exactly. I don't think they're starving them like they used to.
I don't know. I mean,
it's like none of them are ever mentioning that they're super hungry and like they're not like weak or anything.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's. I don't know. Do you want to hear them say that every episode?
I mean, didn't we used to have a bet on that?
That's true.
Yeah, but I mean, no mention of it at all. I mean, just look at them. They're like all fucking spry and shit. That's not how you are if you haven't eaten like anything with protein in 8 days.
Yeah, I mean, I will say on on Jeff Pro's podcast, he does say that they're making sure now that the beaches they use definitely have lots of available forageable fruit, which is why like when Bruce got to the Lulu beach, it was the same beach as the Tika beach from last season, because they're using islands that have a strong growth in fruit bearing trees. As opposed to before, they could put them fucking wherever, right? Like they're winning rice and rewards all the goddamn time, so like it's not as important. But here they're making sure that the beaches have plenty of forageable fruit and making sure that the forest has regenerated enough resources or regrown enough resources in the season in order to be able to support a tribe. So I don't know that they're like not giving any rice and not eating anything other than papaya, but like the implication is like it might be only papaya and breadfruit and coconut, but we make sure there's enough of it. If they want to go get it, we make sure it's there. And didn't Lulu also raid some fishing gear? So I guess they could have done some fishing.
Yes, they had
Oh.
they could do fishing, but they don't
Yeah,
don't
but
Yeah,
have.
so-
they're gonna eat
fire.
raw fish.
Sashimi, yeah.
Isn't sashimi? Oh, I'm thinking ceviche.
That's
I
also
would say it's
raw.
chemically. Yeah, but it's No, it's not raw. It's chemically cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't need a fire.
Well, whatever. What have I got here? Oh, yeah, I was gonna say. So Katura isn't wrong about what she's saying when she's talking about Bruce or anything really, but at this point, I'm starting to think that she might be playing herself out of the game by fixating on not liking Bruce. Now, in
Yeah.
fairness, it seems to be that her Bruce dislike is largely like confined to snide comments and eye rolling, unless she is in front of a confessional camera. Then she goes off like in that supercut that they
Fucking love that
presented.
edit.
That was so great. I could do with 10 more minutes of
And
that.
then when they cut back to that same confessional later when he does the flint trick thing, pretending that he forgot the flint, and it cuts back to that same confessional of her rolling her eyes. I love that.
Yeah, that was very much out of The Office.
Yeah, right.
But like that's my thing. It's like I still like Katura, but I just kind of want to either fish or cut bait. Like either she goes next or Bruce goes next, because while Bruce is there, she seems to be not particularly making friends with anyone else, because she's just like, guys, aren't you sick of Bruce? And the thing is, like, Jake isn't. Like when I think, is there a hole in my pocket? That whole Flint thing, Jake laughed. He was like, that was a really good one, man. And like other people were like, ha ha ha. And it's like, yeah, all right, you don't like it, I get it, and you're complete. You are, I'm with you on that. But also, it's like, if you don't just embrace it, you're going to be playing yourself out of the thing. So,
Yeah. I mean, it's fine to hate him in confessional, but you got to put it behind you a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine to hate him, but you can't let him know that you hate him, you know?
yeah,
Because then there's just going to be butting head. Like the thing, which she was normally doing, except for this episode, when they were talking to Caleb and he was explaining what Brandon said about the thing they did.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Wait, shut the fuck up, Bruce. Let him tell me what happened first."
yeah.
What good is that going to do? Like, even if he had a completely different story of what happened there, how would you know which one of them was lying?
I mean, Katura would have assumed that Bruce was lying because Katura is looking for a confirmation bias. Yeah. But I mean, regardless of if it was the same or not, Bruce picked up on it. He was smart enough to know what she was doing.
Well, but also in Katura's defense, Bruce said, I thought she liked me, basically. He's like, I didn't realize that she doesn't trust me. Now he does. So she got away with it for a week. But now 9 days in, he knows.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of hoping to see what they're Lulu now. Yeah, that's Lulu. I was hoping they would lose, because I find that dynamic there on that beach really interesting, right? Like with Caleb appreciating Katura. Like Katura came to him with all the info, and he's like, I trust this girl because she's giving it to me straight, right? Like we got a connection now. She's coming to me for some support and some trust. Great, I can build off that the same way I built off Emily, right? Like there's that dynamic. He also has some existing rapport with Cocaine, right, from before. But Cocaine's not like all in on that, and Kelly's willing to go either way. Like she's like, I can go with the boys or I can go with the girls. I thought the dynamic there would be really interesting to see how those. There's a lot of people on Old Bellow that were kind of in between, dancing between different alignments, and I would love to see them go to a tribal because then that solidifies. And right now it's still kind of, Kelly could go either way, Caleb could go either way, Katura might roll with it, might not. Just like there's a whole lot of wishy-washiness that I wanted to see get settled. I know everybody on Reba didn't like Sifu. This doesn't tell me anything about that. Although I did really love at the end when Sifu was like, who voted for me? It was going to be me? Yeah. What was it? I even wrote it down. Wow, that's crazy. No, it's not Sifu. That's Survivor.
Yeah.
When it's 4-1 and you're standing with a machete and be like, we're going to stay Reba strong, right? Okay. And just assume that that's going to work? Like, no, man. No, that's not how Survivor works.
That was good.
The dirty part was that he asked Sean right then if it was him. Because at that point, why would he lie about it? He's already leaving.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't ask Sean, and then he would have just asked, all of them, and then they all could have been just like, oh no, it was Sean that voted for you, and then he couldn't do shit about it.
Yeah. They'd be like, who the fuck voted for D?
D's nuts.
This big toe.
Oh yeah, she's the one with the toe.
Yeah, she's got the big toe energy.
I'll tell you, you want more of the Lulu tribe interactions and whatever, but especially now that these episodes are 90 minutes, they're gonna give us that. So you'll see some. We're getting a good 5 to 10 minutes of each tribe just chit-chatting and interacting and building alliances now. So I think we're gonna get that. I'm really interested to see what's gonna happen once the merge goes through. And now it's like, all right, well, now the 30 minutes that you spend on tribes in total is going to be spent on individual storylines. So I'm really hoping that they take advantage of that. But that's still a couple episodes away. So
yeah.
Also, now that Emily's chilled out, I think her game is really interesting. Like the way that she was playing when on her new tribe, of just being like a little more chill, a little more relaxed. And then we saw Austin and Drew courting her like she was a frat pledge. I really wish we'd seen who are Kelly and Brando, right? Yeah. I really wish we had seen what Kelly and Brando's pitches were, because clearly, they're going to try and get her on their side too. But it might just be that they were a little too chill as well.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still standing Emily. Because
I don't stand her, but I do like
she
her.
said it's great to have fire because, as you know, in this game, fire really does represent your life. It's like, yes, Emily, doing the line. But they were all. I remember somebody said, like, we're really curious about meeting Emily. Was a really nice way of saying we were surprised she wasn't a giant bitch still. And it was the same thing when they did the drop your buffs, and somebody, I don't remember who it was, said like Sabaya was the voice of reason for that tribe, and everyone was like shocked that Sabaya was gone. I was like, oh, they really were just all expecting it to be Emily every time. And
what does that even mean? She's the voice of reason. You know nothing about what's going on over there. What the hell does that even
they got their information from Brandon. Remember when Drew asked Brandon what was going on, and Brandon said everything? But
but he didn't say anything about her being in charge. All he said was that everybody hates Emily.
Yeah, and that's day 3 information, right? Like, no, Emily had a turnaround. Yeah. She had an awakening on the beach. She's fine now. It's okay.
Additionally, though, Sabaya would be the one answering when Jeff asked questions, like, of the group. You know what I mean? So I have a feeling there's probably stuff that we didn't see that gave more indication, or her leadership or lack thereof in puzzles and things like that. Like, she had a larger, of the people who were on that tribe, she had the most front-facing personality, like
she was
the voice of the tribe. So yeah. So to the outside,
okay. Yeah. But like they've heard her speaking. I don't see how that equals she's the voice of reason.
See, but that's the thing. These people have nothing else to do, right? They do the challenge and they go back to their beach for 18 hours. Most of what they're probably talking about is like other people on other tribes. What do you think they're like? Well, this is what I got from this interaction. This is what I saw them doing the challenge. Maybe you didn't see that. They spend a lot of time probably talking about people on the other tribes because they're not going to talk about each other. That's dangerous. Right? So they probably all sit around and like create this echo chamber story among their tribes about what the other tribes are like. And, off of Emily's impression, Caleb's the strong, charming guy. Like, okay, Sabaya is the one in charge. She's the quote-unquote voice of reason. I think they just create the story and then are shocked when it doesn't get reinforced.
I mean, Caleb actually is the voice of reason.
Yeah.
The tribe. But
Caleb,
why don't you say echo chamber more, Andy? Jeez.
Yeah. Caleb, at this point, I would... okay, it's obviously too early to say who's going to win, but based on his edit, I have a feeling he could very well be the winner.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those things where they're at Final Four and he has to vote on Emily.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, he's been, in every vote until this one. So.
That definitely helps too. Yeah. He's been in every vote up until this one. He was the person who raided the other camp. He did something.
One that saved Emily's ass.
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He saved Emily's ass, and he's great at basketball.
Oh yeah, yeah, and yeah, he was really good at that. And then also he says, I don't need to be the Warriors. I could be Kawhi Leonard on the Raptors. And that's when I remembered. Oh yeah, he's Canadian. And then I noticed episode 6. So this was episode 4. I noticed that episode 6 is already titled publicly, "I'm not the Batman, I'm the Canadian." So I'm guessing it's safe to assume Caleb is safe in episode 5. Because he's the only Canadian on the team.
I don't know. The 50% of episode titles so far have resulted in a vote out or quit.
They have. Oh, which gets to my point about this one, that who said music to my ears? No one said music to my ears. Emily said music to this girl's ears.
Caleb said music to my ears in the first 2 minutes of the episode. He said it really early on. Caleb said it.
He did? Wow,
yeah,
I missed
and
that.
it was not about the tribe swap. It's about something else. And then
Okay,
Emily later on says music to a girl's ears.
Wow. Okay, no. So obviously I missed it, and then I was listening for it because I know it was after the first commercial break, and I was like, all right, I got to start paying attention for when it happens. Ooh, excuse me. I got to start paying attention to when I hear it, when it happens, and I heard Emily say the thing, but okay, yeah, no, I see the scoring already.
Caleb.
Hey, guess what? Hey, 100% bet you Emily didn't say it. Go back and check.
Done.
All right, I'll bet you $10 million.
Do you guys want to make a bet on whether or not Drew is going to say something conceited next episode? Because this episode is Emily's a very rational person, and the rational decision is to work with Austin and I. Which, A, is incorrect grammar. But B, why is it the rational decision to work with you? For you think so because you have the idols and advantages and everything, but did you tell her about that?
Yeah.
It's shaping up to be 2-2 on that tribe. What makes you more rational than the other? There's no good reason. Just because you think you're the most important, best guy on the tribe all the time. So the rational thing is to fall in line behind you. So,
Indeed.
And we want to take a bet on whether or not he's going to say something conceited next episode about entrepreneurship of idol finding or.
Yeah, we all know that he will. So
Yeah.
It's we all want to bet if water is wet. I applaud you. Hand to God, I applaud you for trying to find mid-season bets. But we all agree that that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as well as Caleb did with the basketball, did you notice how Sifu was shooting? He never aimed. He was just kind of
hucking it up there
from his chest, and it was just how did he even manage to get 2 in there? I don't understand.
Well, who else was in the cage with him? D, Sean. Who was the last one?
D, Sean.
Oh, and J Maya.
Yeah. I mean, okay, yeah, he's probably better than them. Don't get me wrong, but
Well, yeah, she threw one and it went 2 feet, so he kind of had to be okay.
But did you see his shooting motion though? It was he was. I don't know. Okay, well.
I mean, the thing maybe J and D are even worse, and Sean's just not confident about it. Who knows?
Yeah, then they really were cursed. It is, as we said, I like that somebody even brought it up. They're like, "Hey, Sean, what if you're the curse?" That's so mean. Okay. I don't have anything else specifically. Have you guys got anything specifically?
No.
No.
Good episode, ruined with a bad ending.
Yeah, hey, look, they can't all be winners. And again, if what's it? It's a 90-minute episode. So if 70 minutes of a 90-minute episode is good, and it's just the last 10 that's kind of then hey, take it where you can.
Yeah. Speaking of taking where we can, we're going to take it to fantasy. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right. We did not have a bet resolved, but we had one name get crossed out and one that I forgot to resolve last week, so we're going to add to scoring this week. I had Sean as my pick-a-winner, so that's not happening anymore. Nick, you still have Brando, and Brian, you still have Katura. We were really just throwing darts at a wall there. What else we got? Oh, yeah. So we have our how long till somebody finds an idle Deadpool, and Brian had said episode 3, which he actually got twice over because Austin got his last episode, and what's her name? Sabaya also got hers, and then lost it at the last minute. So definitely, you got those 3 points.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought you were giving him 6.
No. It's just when it hits that episode.
You can give me 6 if you want.
No, I'm not going to. We got a couple things maybe next week. I said next week was there one that would be exciting new twist. I also said next week is when they're going to drop their buffs. So we'll see. It's a big week for me to lose points, or not lose points, but not get them. With the tribal shakeup, we had a shakeup in our tribes too. You can find out all of that. Other bets though, you got Outwit, Outplay, Outcast.com on the left. Hit button says fantasy. You can see all the other bets we got, plus our scoring, which we have coming up right now. I came into the weekend last with 18 points. I got 1 point each from Emily and Austin because they won the Tribal Immunity Challenge. I got 4 from Sifu, though, because he survived pre-merge Tribal Council and had a vote cast against him, which he survived. So that's 6 onto my 18, giving me 24. Who? Wow, that's crazy. Nick, you came into the week in second place with 19 points. You got 1 each from Katura, Cocaine, and Caleb for winning the Tribal Immunity Challenge, and you got an extra 1 from Caleb for saying the episode title. So that's 4 onto your 19, giving you 23. And Brian, you came into Luke in first 22 points, and you only got that lead bigger. You got 1 each from Brando and Drew because they won the Tribal Immunity Challenge, and you got 4 from Dee because, again, she survived the Tribal Council and a vote against her. And you got 3 from last week's Idle Deadpool, which I didn't award you, so I'm doing that now. So that is 9 onto your 22, giving you 31. So it is 31 Brian, 24 me, 23 Nick. Nick, you're in last, and I would say your tribe's not bad, but you have all 3 Lulu right now.
Yeah, no, I can't be doing that. Like, I like Katura, but like I said, I have a feeling it's going to be a battle between her and Bruce, and based on the lines of support, I think Bruce is going to be the survivor. So I'm going to ride the waves. I'm going to bench Katura.
Okay.
And I got to pick up someone. Okay, you should probably write or cross Sean's name off. He's no longer around. So we've got Kelly, who I like, but again, I don't want 3 people from the same tribe.
And Kelly has made Jeff laugh, which is, I think, the hardest part of the Christian hat trick.
Yeah. She cute, though, too. I'm going to take J. Maya because
she cute, though, too.
Because the only other people available that are not on New Nasty Lulu are Kelly, Bruce, and Katura. Well, sorry, I'm dropping Katura. So the only other options I would have are Kendra and Julie. And Kendra, don't dislike her, but I don't think she's gonna net a whole bunch of points. And Julie is okay, but I think J. Maya is gonna say more stuff and is going to, like, just her personality, I think she's gonna go further. So yeah, I would not have any problem picking up Kelly, Bruce, or Katura if I have to pick someone up soon. But with what I've got, I feel confident.
All right, I've got Austin, Sifu, and Emily. Oh man, does Sifu survive? I think if it comes to Reba losing again, I think Sifu's gone. Because now it's all Reba there, so they would have to cannibalize. Unless Julie wants to split off, because Julie wants to stay Reba strong and keep the tribe strong or whatever bullshit she was saying this episode, because she realized she couldn't even throw back the rebound ball.
Well, and to be fair for Julie, she wanted to get rid of Sifu.
No, she's the one who wanted to keep Sifu. It was Dee and J. Maya who wanted to get rid of him.
Oh, I got them mixed up. I thought it was Dee that was like, we should keep him. All right, never mind then. Sorry.
But yeah, I'm keeping Emily, obviously. I'm keeping Austin, obviously. But what do I drop? Yeah, I'm going to drop Sifu for Kelly. Let's do it.
I was hoping you would drop him for Kendra, and then you just have 3 blues.
No, I don't like Kendra that much. I don't dislike her. I just feel like she's not doing much.
Yeah, she's not. in hockey parlance, she would be an elite third liner, but that's part of the problem. You don't want to have elite third liners.
Yeah, I'm going to take Kelly, hoping she gets that Christian hat trick. She made Jeff laugh. Now she just needs to win a feast and find an idol.
Yep,
And is there an idol on her beach? Yes, there is an idol still on Lulu, and there is an idol still on Bello. Because Lulu's idol was taken out with Sabaya, so we could assume that they put one back. Bello never found theirs. Reba's idol is with Austin, but no longer on Reba's beach. But that idol is still in place, so they won't put another one back on that beach. So conceptually, Austin and Drew could find one at the Bello camp. Brian, you want to make any changes? You got 31 points. You got Brando, D, and Drew.
So I feel like all of them are really safe right now. But you know, I'm really sad that I wish Drew had got voted out because I don't like him, and then I would have had a turkey and I got more than 1 point for him.
Oh yeah.
But no, I think they're all good. But I don't know what you'd want to.
I don't know what change you would want to make.
Have J Maya. She has the same problem that Couture has, is that she's just completely blind and all she sees is that Sifu equals bad.
Well, maybe another episode to J Maya and Katura can hook up and vote out the annoying people in their lives.
They can hate together.
Yes, I would love that. The hater alliance.
I like your team. I mean, it's annoying. Well, I was gonna say it's annoying that we that you have two on the same tribe, but we all have two on the same tribe, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, if I were gonna change yours at all, I would swap out Brando maybe, but I don't see enough of him to know whether or not he's a good player.
Yeah, dude. You know what? Like this episode when they showed Kelly, I swear to God, I was like, "Who the fuck is that?" It's like, have they shown her before?
And Brian, you know you have to keep D because they left in that scene about her big toe possibly being good for those balance challenges. And they're not going to have put that in if it wasn't foreshadowing.
Chekhov's toe?
Yes, exactly.
I think I remember what I'm going to name this episode.
There you go.
Yeah. That inspired a memory, and then that memory is gone. So don't matter. I forget. Never mind, don't listen to me.
You're old.
Yeah.
Not throwing shade. That's me too.
No, I'm not taking it that way because we're all old and that's what's happening. We can't hear and we can't remember. All right. Well, in that case, I feel as if we should call it a day, a night, an evening, whatever. And now that you are sufficiently caught up on what happened last week, you can go watch this week's episode of Survivor Season 45, Birds of War.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, speak for yourself. I have, like, superhero here. Man.
God, I hope you ended on K. K.
I've been doing that too much. I may just, yeah. Anyway, yeah, okay. I am tired, but also I have heartburn, so we're going to see which one gives away first. Yeah. I ate Old World pepperoni from Little Caesars, and it's good, but the crust is different. The dough is different, so it's like spongier and thicker than usual. So I didn't like it as much. But
so do you get like real heartburn, or do you get heartburn like I do, where it's just